Hi, this is Mrs. Kilkenny, and I'm going to walk you through the meiosis lecture. So what is meiosis? Meiosis is simply a copying process that produces sex cells with half the usual number of chromosomes, which is 23. If you remember from our talk about mitosis, all of your cells in your body contain 46 chromosomes. Meiosis is the process we use to bring 46 down to 23. All right. Homologous chromosomes, what are they? Homologous chromosomes are chromosomes that carry the same set of genes. Then we also have crossing over. And crossing over is the process where two homologous chromosomes pair up and exchange genetic information. Go ahead and pause the lecture here and make sure you write these definitions down in your notes. So let's take a minute real quick and let's compare meiosis with mitosis. Hopefully you remember mitosis from our earlier discussion in our cell unit. But mitosis is the division of body cells. They might be muscle cells, they might be brain cells. But in body cells, what we have is we start with a cell that has 46 chromosomes, and that cell grows, it starts duplicating its materials, and eventually it splits in this process that we call mitosis. And in that splitting, it produces two daughter cells that are identical to the original. So all three of these cells are identical, remember. So in meiosis, this is the process of division for your sex cells, okay? And we call these sex cells, we can also call them sperm, if you're a boy, eggs, if you're a girl, or both of them together, we can just call them gametes. Okay? Now, gametes start off with 46 chromosomes, just like your normal body cells, okay? And they go through a process of duplication and division that we're going to call, or that we call, meiosis 1. Okay? And in that duplication process, we produce, it's pretty much just like mitosis, we produce two cells, both with 46 chromosomes. All right? But meiosis is a little different because it has a second division, and we call this meiosis 2. Okay? And in meiosis 2, the chromosomes split, cells split, but this time they do not duplicate the genetic material first. And because we're not duplicating these 46 chromosomes, when we split, we're going to end up with half that number, which is 23. All right, let's talk about two more terms that you already copied down, homologous chromosomes and crossing over. Now, with homologous chromosomes, basically we have a chromosome that has duplicated itself, all right, in preparation for splitting in either mitosis or meiosis. And these chromatids right here, this guy and this guy, they're the same. Okay, they're exactly the same. And let's do one more for our purpose of homologous chromosomes here. We have another one, okay? And this guy are the same because they've already duplicated, all right? So they've copied themselves. Now, what homologous chromosomes refers to is the fact that these two can carry similar genetic material. It's just that this one came from your dad, and this one came from your mom. Now, what do I mean by similar genetic material? Well, this one over here, let's just say there's a little gene right here, and that contains instructions for your hair color, your eye color, and the shape of your nose. We'll go with those. All right? over here on the same spot, the chromosome that you got from your mom, we're going to have instructions for hair color, eye color, and the shape of your nose. Again, same genetic information. So these two are homologous chromosomes. That's all we're talking about when we talk about homologous chromosomes. Crossing over. Crossing over is an event that produces or helps to promote genetic diversity. And basically what happens in crossing over, this happens during, by the way, it happens during prophase 1, during meiosis. We have two homologous chromosomes and they line up, okay? And what happens is at random spots, we basically have a crossing over where, let's say, this little part will detach, this little part right here will detach, and they will switch places, okay? And so what does that end up, what does that mean I end up with? Well, basically what I'm going to have here are two chromosomes, except this little end right here is going to be orange, okay? And on my orange one, this little end is going to be black. And what that allows is for us to maybe have dad's hair color with mom's eye color and the shape of dad's nose. It allows our genes to be mixed up, basically, and it improves genetic diversity. And